Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. Along the side of my cottage there's a long border with 4 of these lollipop shaped olives, and these are also known as standard shapes. When I bought these from Morrison's, believe it or not, they had dozens of them, and it got me thinking, how can they produce dozens of these? They can't be planting seeds and waiting for them to grow. Maybe they're taking cuttings. Then I had another thought. Last year I did some air layering on an Indian smoke bush, a Catinus, and it worked really well. I ended up with 2 quite mature shrubs within 1 year. Now, down here in another part of my garden, I have 3 very mature olive trees. And this particular one here, I've been allowing to grow because I was trying to get fruit on it. And look at this long, straight branch here. Don't you think that lends itself to be air layered so that I can try and make a 4-foot tall lollipop olive tree within 1 year? And so that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and air layer this particular branch. You'll see the process of air layering in this video. Obviously I can't give you the results yet, but I will link a video to the results, which should take approximately 3 or 4 months, in the description box below this one. Right, let's get on with the process of air layering, and it's really straightforward actually. I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. Firstly, let me run you through my air layering kit. A heavy duty bin liner which will not let light through. Here I have some sphagnum moss, which I'm going to give a good soak in a bucket of water. Let that soak. That's a pastry brush, a very sharp craft knife, some secateurs, some cable ties, some hormone rooting powder, and some scissors, and finally some wire cutters. That's just for cutting the end of the cable ties off. Right, everything you see here is available in my shop. I'll link it below this video. The first part of the process is to prepare the branch ready for air layering. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my secateurs to cut off all these unwanted side shoots. This will be the stem of the lollipop olive after it's been air layered, so get rid of them all, and then we will do the cutting on the stem, which will be required to force it to create roots. That top bit there will be the ball of our lollipop eventually. And as you can see, I hope I've chosen a nice long straight branch so that I end up with a nice long straight trunk on my lollipop olive tree. Now, the next thing we've got to do is a little bit of action down here, where I hope it will create roots. Now this is one of the branches I've just taken off, and you can see there's an inner woody bit and a green bit on the outside, and then there's bark on the very outer edge. So what happens is it sends goodness up to the leaves through that inner woody bit. That produces food which is then sent back down to the roots, and that's the system that a plant has. And the theory with air layering is if we partially damage that outer bit there, we can stimulate root growth. And if we only partially damage it, the rest of the branch can carry on growing whilst those roots are growing. So that's why you can end up with quite a mature shrub quite quickly. So what I need to do using a very sharp knife here is do some damage. Now, some people suggest taking a complete ring off all the way around, and other people suggest just taking off a V shape, lifting it up like a tongue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play safe, and I'm not going to damage it all the way around. I'm just going to make a V shape with my sharp craft knife halfway around the trunk. So I've done that part of the V there, and that part of the V there, and then I'm going to try and peel that back. And so you can see there, I hope that I've done some damage to the outer trunk, but not all the way around the back here. And it's the green bit just under the bark where the root growth, in theory, will take place. I've just dabbed that with some water off my finger. The next thing I'm going to do is apply some of this rooting powder. I've just put a bit in the cap so that I don't dampen everything in there. And then I'll wet that a little bit. And I'll just paint that on there. And that should help to stimulate root growth. Trying to get it in contact with all the damaged area. Now that can have a good wash and go back in the kitchen drawer, and no one will know any different. So the next thing I need to do, whilst the moss is still soaking, is prepare the wrap. So this is a bin liner, which I'm going to cut into a piece of bin liner, which will go all the way around the branch and contain that damp sphagnum moss. And I made the point earlier, that's not supposed to let light through. Some people do two outer layers. They do a polythene bag that they can see through so they can look for root growth, and then they put a non-see-through thing on the outside which they periodically cut off and have a look inside. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it for 3 or 4 months, and then I will check by taking this off. So I need a piece of this big enough to go around the branch and contain some of that moss. So this is a bit of guesswork. I'm assuming a size about the size of a piece of A3 paper will be sufficient, and that will be wrapped around that branch. In a moment you'll see me do it. I'll put some moss inside it round the wound, and then we'll tie it using these cable ties. So I'm back here at the wound, and I'm going to wrap that round like that. And I'm going to put a cable tie around the bottom and tighten it. And now we have what is effectively a cone that we can put our moss in around that wound. That should stay damp inside of there. Right, let's get the moss and put it in. Now this is nicely soaked, so I will make sure that goes down there and all the way around that wound. And because it's already soaked and damp, it will stay damp. And the reason you use a bag that doesn't let light through, by the way, is it stops green algae forming around this. It keeps it nice and clean. Right, there we go. So in there, a wounded branch, damp moss, and a non-see-through bin liner, cable tie at the bottom. All I need to do now is put one at the top. Just remove the end of the cable ties, and there it is, our air-layered branch on our olive tree. Now, timing. For evergreens, you're really supposed to do this in the springtime, but you can do it in the autumn, which is when I'm doing it. And it's a numbers game, so I suppose I should have done 3 or 4. I'm just trying it with 1. Quite hopeful. It worked with my Micatinus, my Indian smoke bush. I will leave that. I will leave it for 4 or 5 months before I go anywhere near it. Next spring, October, November, December, January, February, probably, before I have a look in there. Possibly even March. And of course I will update you in a video, and I'll put a link to that video in the description box below this one. Don't forget to look for all my kit in my Amazon shop, which again I will link below this video. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon for some more olive air layering adventures. Bye for now.